nations seek registration as political parties more to emerge. We have here Ohaneze demands Kanu's release. IPOB threatens 30-day shutdown. 2023 Southern Presidency sacrosanct. Afenifere backs governors. Ogun pensioners ground secretariat. Lock out SSG protesting 68 billion naira gratuity arrears. Bello raises campaign team. Says rotational presidency alien to APC. Pregnant women, 2 others kidnapped in Ogun Forest during prayer. Abductors demand 30 million naira. El-Rufai masquerading as leader, exporting banditry to south. This is coming from Akeredolu there. Some of the headlines from the Punch newspaper.
From the Nigerian Tribune front page, we can't say government shouldn't borrow. Senate President with his riders blames past administration for lack of foresight to provide for the raining day. Present administration has rubbished Fiscal Responsibility Act. SUSWAM. Also from the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, we regret supporting Buhari in 2015. Northern Elders Forum spokesman Ohaneze counters IPOB on 1 month lockdown threat, says shutting down Southeast not solution. Federal government to prosecute terror sponsors. AGF anti-open grazing law. Akeredolu tackles El-Rufai. AMCON takes over ex-Kwara governor's home over alleged 5 billion naira debt. Recent controversy on VAT collection. The need to adopt fiscal federalism and restructuring. Afe Babalola. It's actually a back page story on the Nigerian Tribune. 4 die, 1 missing as 18-seater bus plunges into River Niger. Reps ask banks, telecom operators to refund 22 billion naira lost to fraudsters. APC changes date for state congresses. North groaning, yearning for restructuring Bugaje. And finally from here, 2023, Northern PDP leaders insists on presidency. Meets zoning committee chairman today.
All right, still from the Punch newspaper here, we have 1999 constitution must be changed for Nigeria to progress. This is coming from Adebanjo. And we have here cooking gas. Marketers lack facilities, says NLNG. Price hits 7,000 naira. Let private managers operate ports scanners. Stakeholders tell federal government. PDP zones national chair slot to southwest. North gets secretary. As we have here, daily fuel consumption jumps to 72 million liters. Subsidy hits 541.66 billion naira. AMCON seizes ex-governor Ahmed houses, freezes accounts over 5 billion naira debt. Here, lastly, Nigeria, 39 others may not attain pre-COVID-19 GDP levels by 2026. That's coming from the World Bank.
Headlines from the Daily Post newspaper. Bauchi High Court dragged to Abuja Court over 326 million naira debt. 2023, heaven will fall if another Northerner succeeds Buhari. Joe Igbokwe replies Northern Elders. Hunger, Nigeria battling species extinction. Plans 10 new national parks. Buhari. Why Buhari government will not reveal Boko Haram sponsors. Balami. Makinde sends names of 10 commissioner nominees to Oyo Assembly. Tinubu condoles with King Sunny Ade over wife's death. Obasanjo, Yaradua. Jonathan responsible for Nigeria's high debts under Buhari. Senate. Exports. IMF shuns Nigeria. Hails governance in Rwanda. Mauritius. Tariffs. Also, Port Harcourt flood. Wike must reactivate master plan by Amici Dakuku. Revenue allocation. Obiano demands 50% for states. Federal government Anambra government to fix failed portion of Onitsha, Owerri Road, and Fayemi approves establishment of 3 new model colleges in Ekiti. Those are some of the headlines from the Daily Post newspaper.
All right, moving straight on to the Nation newspaper this morning. You have here bold headline: zoning PDP North leaders take formula before panel. And we have some headlines here: concerns over moves to make COVID-19 vaccination compulsory. Emefiele not the cause of Naira woes. Nigeria recorded 2.29 trillion Naira fiscal deficit in first quarter. Nigeria kicks against plans to stop digital taxes. it's dangerous to use sniper, others as food preservatives, says NAFDAC. And we have here Nigeria pushing to recover £2 billion loot. 285 terror cases ongoing. This is from the Nation newspaper. 2.3 billion naira cocaine seized at Abuja airport, with the rider NDLA arrest suspects. Makinde nominates 5 as commissioners. Okay, 5 billion naira debt. AMCON takes over ex-governor's mansion. Okay, that resonates on almost all the newspapers here this morning. VAT roll threatens federal government's 8.36 trillion naira 2022 revenue target. With the rider Malami, we will seek Supreme Court decision. Okay, Rufai and Akeredolu there resonates on almost all the papers this morning. Open grazing Akeredolu, Okowa, Ohaneze, Slam El Rufai. Okay, still on the PDP zoning, it says we'll stick to 2017 distribution of offices as Ugwuanyi panel meets with party chiefs in Enugu. Some headlines there from the Nation newspaper this morning.
Few headlines from the Daily Trust newspaper. 2 years after MOU, federal government's $2.3 billion Siemens power project flops. South Africa belongs to all those who live in it, says envoy. And leaky roof, our lives in danger, reps minority leader. Revealed 5 houses in Abuja, 2 in Lagos. Abdul Fattah's other properties marked for seizure. Angry pensioners lockout Ogun SSG over 68 billion naira outstanding gratuity. FEC approves 1.04 billion naira for contracts variation in health, water resources ministries. Also, Onga will reverse biodiversity loss, Buhari tells global leaders. Just a few more. Anti-open grazing law has come to stay. Akeredolu replies El Rufai, we are under bandit siege. Kaduna community cries out. Again, fire breaks out at NPA headquarters. Sanwo-Olu tells military to prioritize security of Lagos. Those are some of the headlines we have from the Daily Trust newspaper.
Still from the Nation newspaper, Northern Elders, we regret not supporting Jonathan in 2015. We regret not supporting Jonathan in 2015. Segun Oni picks PDP governorship forms as APC shifts states congresses. APC shifts states congresses. And we have here subsidy scam. How firm defrauded government of 1.4 billion naira. Bauer tells court. How firm defrauded government of 1.4 billion naira. Bauer tells court.
Vanguard newspaper is last on my list here. Restoring APC will clear Nasarawa local government pool. Speaker LG polls, Nasarawa government urges youth to shun violence. Of course, 2023 presidential race, PDP may jettison its zoning arrangement. Sources, restoring genuine peace to Southeasts, and who will fix our health system. 2023, can Fani Kayode change dynamics of the game? The real rejig our security needs. Investigation of Boko Haram sponsors ongoing. Malami, shun cybercrime, drug abuse, advance fee fraud. NYSC Council's core members in Ebonyi. And just a few more. CBN sets to roll out e-Naira. And why Brno PDP suspended its 2019 gubernatorial candidate. Others. Those are some of the headlines.
All right. Still from the Nation newspaper this morning. It says Senate passes 2022 to 2024 MTEF FSP. And it says House of Reps receives MTEF report. Gunmen. Panic as gunmen kill 2 policemen, injure 3 at Enugu checkpoint. Panic as gunmen kill 2 policemen, injure 3 at Enugu checkpoint. Senate constitutes conference committee on electoral act. Senate constitutes conference committee on electoral act. Buhari wants petroleum finance ministers removed from NNPC limited board. That's a headline from the Nation newspaper this morning.
All right, in a short while, we'll bring our analyst on phone from the UK. That's Dr. Olu Ojedokun. And we'll do justice to the stories. Good morning, Doctor.
Hello, sir.
Good morning. Can you hear us?
Good morning, sir.
Morning. How are you today? Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Mr. Daly.
Yes, we can hear you, Dr. Ojedokun.
Hello, sir.
Oh, God.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Dr. Ojedokun.
Mr. Daly. Hello. Yes, good morning, sir. Oh, fine, thank you, sir.
All right,
yes, sir.
Good to have you this morning.
Yes, thank you.
All right,
on top of the day.
Chike is there too.
All right, Doctor, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Chike. How are you, sir?
Very well. Very well. All right, we'll be bringing on Dr. Oluojedokun very soon. But before that, we'll look at some of these headlines from the Premium Times this morning. Despite controversies, federal government targets 2.2 trillion naira from VAT in 2022. Okay, we have here Nigeria pursuing recovery of 2 billion pounds loot from foreign countries. Malami there. That's from the Premium Times. Ex-NMPC boss denies money recovered from his residence was received from Bola Shagaya or Mokore Aluko. Okay, we have this one here. New Electoral Act ready for presidential accent in 2 weeks. Senate spokesperson as Navy hands over 25 suspected oil thieves vessels to EFCC. EFCC. Despite 9 billion naira renovation allocation, National Assembly's roof leaks after downpour. Still leaking. These are some headlines from the Premium Times this morning. All right, Doctor, before we go on a break, let's look at this story. El Rufai masquerading as leader, exporting banditry to South. This is coming from Akeredolu. Well, the battle seemed to be fierce. The Ondo State Governor, Rotimi Akeredolu, has berated his counterpart in Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El Rufai, over the latest comment on anti-open grazing law. El Rufai had described the anti-open grazing laws being signed by some of the southern governors as unrealistic. But Akeredolu, in a statement issued by the State Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Donald Ojogo, said such a statement should not have come from a leader. In his statement titled Anti-Open Grazing, El Rufai's attack on southern governors devious, a hysteric ploy to externalize banditry. Akeredolu reiterated that the anti-open grazing law, especially in Ondo State, had come to stay. And the headline there says, El Rufai masquerading as leader, exporting banditry to South. Doctor.
Well, the spokesman from Ondo State has never taken prisoners. Is someone to watch out for because he does come out with acerbic and quite nuanced and sometimes hard-hitting punches. And I think this time he has in his view the governor of Kaduna State. I mean, he who comes to equity, must come with clean hands. Some would suggest that the hands of Rufai himself are not clean because he has not been able to resolve the issue of kidnapping in his own area. And so some would suggest, how dare he speak? But he's a governor, he's entitled to speak. But what is quite clear is that the democratically elected assembly in Ondo State has taken a decision. They have outlawed banditry. And it's not the business of Rufai or anybody outside the state to dictate how they run the state. What is quite clear is that not banditry, to outlaw open grazing. What is quite clear is that the days of open grazing have been consigned to the past as far as the South is concerned. And anybody who still wants to perpetuate open grazing must come with a viable alternative that works and takes us into modernity and not takes us into the old Stone Age, which many of us have since departed from.
All right, Dr. Jadokun, there is a report on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. We can't say government shouldn't borrow. That's according to the Senate President. And it has 2 riders. Blames past administration for lack of foresight to provide for the rainy day. And said the present administration has rubbished Fiscal Responsibility Act, SUSRAM. So do we say that because the former administrations have failed in their responsibilities that we have to just keep it on that way? Or the present administration don't have a choice or doesn't have a choice?
Well, let's interrogate that. In 2007, Obasanjo and Okonjo-Iweala wiped off $33.3 billion of our debt. They wiped the slates clean. They cleaned it. There wasn't any debt. So when he's talking about past administration, there's only been but one administration that has been Yaradua Jonathan's administration. And in 6 years, what has happened? In 6 years, we are almost back to where we were in 2007. So when they throw the blame all over the place to the past, I think they should be very careful. The question is, what has been the trajectory within 6 years? How have they been able to change it? So it's not just a question of past administrations. Presently, we don't have any activity in the fiscal sphere. It is the monetary sphere, that is through the central bank, that we have activity. And we have a problem because the governor of central bank is trying to pull all the levers, which he's not even supposed to be able to pull. So I think it's a lame excuse. As to borrowing, I think you only borrow after you've cut your coat according to your size. We haven't done that. We continue to spend amiss. We continue to spend astray when it comes to recurrent expenditure. Obasanjo just said it a few days ago. You don't borrow to spend on a recurrent expenditure. If I'm borrowing, you understand, to spend on recurrent expenditure rather than investment, I'm going to get into trouble. Let me ask you the question. We borrowed trillions this year because we've not been able to meet up with our recurrent expenditure. What happens next year? Are we going to keep on borrowing till everything that we earn goes on borrowing? The amount of money we spend on debt servicing already is quite phenomenal. We spend billions every week, servicing our debt. That's not sustainable for a country that wants to grow. And so you cannot use the excuse of infrastructure alone, because a lot of what we are spending is not just of infrastructure, it's to pay salary of members of the National Assembly, excesses in the executive and in other areas. We must cut our coats according to our size. We must live according to our means. Then we can begin to seek loans, for the productive areas of the economy.
With our present debt profile, what happens in the next 10 years?
Well, the trajectory is in the next 10 years. We're going to enter what is called the peonage. And peonage in international relations is when basically you're never going to be able to repay your debt. You just can't keep on repaying the interest. And you're unable to do anything. You're unable to progress. You're unable to develop. It means that we'll come to a complete halt and a complete standstill. They continually use this mirage of GDP ratio. GDP ratio doesn't apply to us because we are not an industrialized nation. You understand? We are a mono economy. We only have one source, which essentially is the petroleum. We are undertaxed. And so anytime when they refer to GDP, you begin to wonder whether the Minister of Finance really understands what our role or what our scope is within fiscal responsibility. Already we are over leveraged with the central bank. The central bank has been breaking the law. Section 37 of the CBN Act says you can't borrow the government more than 5%. We've done more than that, and we keep on doing it. And yet we have a Minister of Finance who keeps on sitting in her office, borrowing and borrowing without actually pulling any other levers. So we have a very confused situation, and until we get that right, Nigeria's trajectory is not very favorable at all.
All right, the headline once again, we can't say government shouldn't borrow, Senate President. We'll take a break for some messages. When we come back, we'll look at other headlines.
Anytime they download and watch plenty videos, like say tomorrow not day. That's so one corner of your brain go they tell you say, as it is sweet you so, make you remember say now your pocket go here amo. My brother, my sister, the truth be say that one na before. Now when you buy data with the last with skinny money on top MTN, you go jollificate 10 gigabyte data for 3,000 naira and 20 gigabyte data for 5,000 naira. Plus say they go come summer you 4 gigabyte awoof data for take watch YouTube videos for the data network with the reliable. Shikina, just dial star 131 hash for take turn up your ogbonge data for shikini money on top MTN. Terms and conditions dey.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Babe, that girl must be using something.
Hey, Berry, what kind of something?
You to see how she's always smiling, displaying her 32.
You're cuckoo right. I know her secrets. I know what she's using. She uses it twice a day.
Tell me her secret.
I'll give you a hint. ABZ.
ABZ?
Yes, ABZ is the secret. Close-Up contains antibacterial zinc, ABZ, which gives you 3 times more freshness and 3 times more protection. Better than your regular toothpaste. Now you know the ABZ secret.
The new Close-Up is her secret. Everybody must hear.
You can't keep a secret.
New Close-Up with antibacterial zinc. Triple the freshness, triple the protection.
Are you a business owner interested in an alternate stream of income? Then you are qualified to sign up and become a Stanbic IBTC at Ease agent in your area.
Stanbic IBTC Bank is taking banking right next to the people. Credible bank agents are needed to sign up.
To confirm your eligibility and also sign up, please visit www.stanbicibtcbank.com now.
It pays to be a Stanbic IBTC at Ease agent. It pays to have an alternate stream of income.
Stanbic IBTC. It can be.
Charles!
Yes, mommy?
Go and bring 2 sachets of hypo bleach for me.
Why 2?
Because I'm using one to soak the whites and using one to kill all the germs.
But I can't see any germs here.
They are so tiny you can't see them. But they are there. And that is why I trust only hypo bleach to kill them all.
Make your white fabrics whiter and your household free of illness causing germs and viruses with the disinfecting power of hypo bleach.
Indomie welcomes you back to school. Have a session filled with lots of fun and excitement. Stay safe, stay healthy. Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Uncle Dentist, what be cavities and how Colgate take they protect my teeth from cavities? Shey they use Kung Fu?
No dear, na hole for teeth they cause most tooth pains will be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, take brush every day. The confirmed formula could help keep natural calcium inside our teeth. We could protect them from tooth decay.
Time don't reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Now the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
By popular demand, registration for Canada Permanent Visa Program has been extended till 5th of October 2021.
Canada will issue over 1.2 million permanent visas between 2021 and 2023. Canada has incredible natural resources, most especially mineral resources, but less than 15% of those massive resources have been exploited. Reason? Canada's population is very small, less than 40 million compared to USA's 350 million and China's 1.6 billion, and these are countries with smaller land area than Canada. You can also take advantage of fantastic graduate and postgraduate education in beautiful Canada and prosper. There are well over 60 immigration programs to choose from. Let Jonathan King Limited take you through the simple process and relocate to Canada with members of your family. So take advantage and obtain your own form at Jonathan King Limited, 1st and 6th floors, Cocoa House, Ibadan, CMS Bookshop, Folagbade Street, beside the Cathedral of Our Savior, Ijebu Ode.
Hello, we believe you're enjoying Titan Farms products like Titan Rice, Yam Flour, Rice Flour, Titan Oil, and others. Oh yes, with Titan Farms, there is always something more. Give your child the best gift by buying any of our lots at Titan Farms Estate, Upperland City, Monia, Idianyure, Regal Gardens, Soka, Cherry Court, Ilaji, and enjoy freebies like 500 blocks, 20 bags of cement, free survey, deed of assignment. That's not all. Here's the big deal. For every land you buy in your child's name at Titan Farms Estate, you can get a loan to sort your child's school fees if need be at no interest for up to 3 months. Yes, you heard me. No interest for 3 months. To enjoy this limited offer, quickly call 0906 007 9714 or visit Titan House opposite Motor Dealer Park, New Garage Road, Ibadan, or check us out on www.titanfarms.org.
All right, welcome back. It's still the Break of Dawn newspaper review on 32 FM 94.9. Have you joined us on our social media platforms? You can watch us live on Facebook. You drop your comments there too. It's at 32 FM 949 Ibadan. 32 FM 949 Ibadan. On YouTube, it's at 32 FM 949 Ibadan. I'm Chike Ubogo.
And my name is Dele Adeoju.
All right, we still have Dr. Oluojedokun there with us. And there's this headline from the Punch newspaper this morning. PDP zones national chair slot to Southwest. North gets secretary. And it says the People's Democratic Party may zone its national chairmanship position to the Southwest. This is according to the Punch newspaper. The recommendation to zone the position to the southwest was contained in a leaked working document prepared by the party's 44-member National Convention Committee on Zoning. The committee recommended the position of Secretary for the North in the document was cited by the Punch correspondent on Wednesday. The committee chaired by the Enugu State Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi will meet on Thursday, that's today, to finalize issues. And the headline there, PDP zones national chair slot to South West and North Secretary. Dr. Olu Ojedokun, looking at this, you think if it is anything to go by, it's Uhuru for the PDP and the Southwest trying to get the presidential ticket come 2023.
Well, I didn't quite get you, but what I got, first and foremost, let's just be very clear. This is a leaked report.
Yeah.
We're not even sure that it is true. But if it is true, then there's the suggestion that the power of presidential elections will go to the North, the nomination. And if that is the case, that knocks out the Southeast that has been clamoring, that knocks out the Southwest, and indeed the South-South. And then you begin to ask the question, what exactly is the calculation of the PDP? That the people of Nigeria, after 8 years of Buhari being there, they're going to tolerate another person, from his area. I mean, we don't want to be sectional, but we're looking at the dynamics of politics. And some would say that if they do that, the APC will outsmart them by going to someone from the South. And of course, if they do that, the permutations are all over the place. So I don't really know what PDP is after and why the chairmanship is being zoned to the Southwest. But all indications would suggest that a particular person is gearing up to run and to run again. And whether it's going to succeed or not is another matter entirely.
All right, Doctor. Yesterday, Joe Igbokwe replied to the Northern Elders. He said, heaven will fall if another Northerner succeeds Buhari.
Well, Joe Igbokwe has tried to be loyal for years. He's somebody who has been able to be loyal, particularly to Tinubu's cause, even at the expense of alienating people from his own area. You will recall that he was declared persona non grata by his family in the area he comes from, I believe, which is in Newi, if I'm correct. Yeah. And so Joe Igbokwe is a loyalist, a diehard loyalist of Tinubu. And of course, anything that he would not countenance anything that ensures that Tinubu is not considered. But I think the politics of the moment is almost similar to what happened when Obasanjo and Falai, by common consensus, contested from one zone. And no serious person contested from any other zone. And I think we are there. And the reason why that happened was because the country felt that they owed the Southwest that slot. I think we're coming to a position where the country may think that we owe the Southeast possibly that slot. So I think, yes, I don't know what about Evans falling, but I know that Nigeria may, you understand, not be able to survive in the way that it should. And I'm being very careful here in the way that it should, if we keep on perpetuating a particular section of the country taking charge without demonstrable progress, good governance, security, and the welfare of the people.
Dr. Some will say, why have we brought ourselves this low? Why can't we look for someone competent, devoid of wherever the person comes from, east, west, north, or south? Why must we look at ethnicity and regionalization of political posts?
Well, we shouldn't. But what has happened is that each time a particular zone produces its candidate, they give us the worst. We are looking for a kind of mechanism that gives us the best and not the worst of the worst. There are many people who say that if a Jega goes for the presidency, if a Sanusi goes for the presidency from a particular area, then of course they will throw in their lot with them because they seem to know what they're talking about. They seem to have a grasp of economic issues and issues of governance. And of course, in other zones, there are other people who are also competent. But the problem why zoning becomes to the fore is that each time particular zones produce candidates, they give us the worst. So until we find a mechanism that allows us to bring out the best of the best, rather than the worst of the worst in terms of governance, I think zoning will continue to be a recurring decimal.
The Southeast is clamoring to produce the next president of Nigeria.
Well, I think the master stroke that Nigeria can hand to them is that if Nigeria wants to take the oxygen out of IPOB and all these secessionists, is to bring somebody credible from the southeast. First and foremost, what it would do in a master stroke is that it will say that everybody has a sense of belonging, that an Igbo boy or a boy from the southeast, or from a lady from the southeast can aspire, a girl from the southeast rather, can aspire one day to be the president of the country, can aspire one day to be the chief of army staff, can aspire one day to be the inspector general of police, and that no post is beyond them. And I think it would take the sale out of IPOB and the fellow secessionists. So I think we have to be very smart and strategic about this. There are people from the southeast who are competent, who are able. It is for us now to establish and to find them. But if we keep on saying that only one region is capable or able to produce at the expense of the others, it's not a recipe for the continual sustenance of a democratic Nigeria.
All right, Chike, do you have any political story there?
Yeah, there's this story here. It says 1999 constitution must be changed for Nigeria to progress. This is coming from Pa Adebanjo, and he's saying the 1999 constitution must be changed for Nigeria to begin to move in the direction of peace and development. Now, everybody is talking about, most people, let me be careful with the words now. Most people talk about the 1999 constitution as the problem of the country. And then you ask, have these people gone through this constitution? Have they read it? Do you see a lacuna in that constitution, Doctor?
Well, first and foremost, that constitution is a fraudulent document. Why? Because it starts by saying we the people. It is not the we the people, it's we the military. And of course, with some civilian collaborators who are in a, what do we call it? In a smoke-filled room and came up with the constitution. That's a fundamental problem first. The second aspect about it is that we have a confused document. What do I mean by confused document? We've not made up our mind whether we want federalism or unitary government. So we have a document which claims to be federalist, but which is actually a masquerade for unitarist. And then secondly, it overburdens us with a sense of government, or government that we cannot afford. Two legislators, milking us dry, having ministers from each state of the federation, and its governance is just unsustainable. So on that basis, I don't see a lacuna. I see more than an overburdened constitution, a document which is sending us to ruin. So if we don't change it, Nigeria will be bankrupt, and if Nigeria is bankrupt, there'll be nothing left to govern. So I agree with the Pa Adebanjo that it needs to be looked at, it needs to be revitalized, and we need a constitution that can work not just for the people, the elite, but can work for all Nigerians.
He's also saying that those clamoring for restructuring must be ready to take the struggle to the streets and show everybody that they were ready to pay the price for the campaign. This is not inciting.
Well, it's not inciting because the Constitution, relevant sections, I believe is 36, 37, I can't quite remember, I need to go and check. But relevant parts of the Constitution guarantee freedom of assembly, freedom of expression. And if you have a democratic society, people should be able to go to the streets, demonstrate their views without violence, without destruction, without any shenanigans, but they should be able to get their voices heard. Democracy is a game of numbers. And if the entire Nigeria is out on the streets, demonstrating that it's a game of numbers without destruction. And I think I support that. That can be done. It is only those that are tyrannical and dictatorial that will fear the voice of the people.
Why is it that many a time when people who clamor for restructuring, when it's time for them to come out, when it's time for them to voice out, they chicken out after they benefit from the system?
Well, because genuinely, I don't think a lot of them are converts to restructuring. A lot of them are basically trying to get a leg up. They're trying to better themselves. They're trying to position themselves and give themselves an advantage. And as soon as they get some crumbs here and there and get some bread here and there, they soon forget about principles. They are not, a lot of people who are clamoring for restructuring are not doing it based on principle. They're doing it because they are not in power. Remember that the APC was one of the apostles of restructuring. What happened when the APC got into power? And I guarantee you that PDP may be an apostle of restructuring, but if PDP gets into power, they will do nada. And that's the same thing. So it's because our politics is not fueled, it's not determined by ideology, but it's motivated by personal greed and avarice.
So basically we have so many political jobbers.
Well, and some might say chameleons and charlatans.
All right, Dr. Dedokun. Exports. IMF shuns Nigeria, hails governance in Rwanda, Mauritius tariffs. Nigeria did not make the International Monetary Fund list on export diversification comprising 2 African nations. The global agency urged countries to focus on governance, education, infrastructure, and open trade to achieve profitable exports. And looking at some of the quotes there: Rwanda for governance, Georgia and Ukraine for educational attainment, Malaysia for infrastructure, and Mauritius and Peru for tariffs. These economies can be role models, report noted. But nothing can be said of Nigeria.
Really? After all the 20 so billion that has been borrowed by this government, they met 12 billion in terms of dollars, $12 billion from Jonathan, and they've added on to it. So after add on to it about 21 billion. There's nothing to show for it. Well, it tells you one thing, that there's misgovernance. It also tells you that fiscal monetary policy are not doing the job. It tells you that the minister, the executive, surely has lost the plot. But it also tells you that we have a National Assembly that is not fulfilling its function, its oversight function. What seems to be happening is that central bank seems to be dominating the economic space, and rather than central bank focus on its core responsibilities, they are chasing a bookie, fix, or whatever we call them. They are chasing what is cryptocurrency. They're chasing shadows all over the place, and that's why we haven't got it right. They should be working to diversify, because we have gold, we have bitumen, we have other resources, you understand, and we are undertaxed. So there are a lot of places that we could really explore and get into. And because the economic policies are not geared towards doing that, that's where we find ourselves where we are. I think we prefer to rely more on soft loans or borrowings rather than to do the hard graft and to do the real work. And that is the tragedy of the Nigerian economic space.
All right, we'll go on a short break, and when we come back, it's still the Break of Dawn newspaper review on 32 FM 949 with Dr. Olu Ojedokun. Don't go away. Stay tuned.
Babe, that girl must be using something. Hey, Berry, what kind of something? You to see how she's always smiling, displaying her 32. You're cuckoo right. I know her secrets. I know what she's using. She uses it twice a day. Tell me her secrets. I'll give you a hint. ABZ. ABZ?
Yes, ABZ is the secret. Close-Up contains antibacterial zinc, ABZ, which gives you 3 times more freshness and 3 times more protection. Better than your regular toothpaste. Now you know the ABZ secret.
The new Close-Up is her secret. Everybody must hear. You can't keep a secret.
New Close-Up with antibacterial zinc. Triple the freshness, triple the protection.
Láti gòkè àgùnlà láyé èèyàn nílò ìtọ́sọ́nà ẹni tó mọ̀nà débi àṣeyọrí. FMH International HR àwọn ni gbajúgbajà akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ alárinà tó mọ ojúlẹ̀jà bá ti ń tọ́ni sọ́nà finimọ̀nà nípa bí gbogbo òǹwáṣẹ́ ṣe lè pàdé àwọn òǹgbanisíṣẹ́ pàápàá jùlọ láwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó wà lókè òkun.
FMH International HR alábàáṣepọ̀ gidi ni wọ́n jẹ́ pẹ̀lú àjọ oníwádìí ìjìnlẹ̀ àgbáyé tá a mọ̀ sí United Nations Volunteer Research Group láti jùmọ̀ tọpinpin wàhálà táwọn ọmọlẹ́yìn kojú nídìí ìgbìyànjú ajé lọ sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. Ìyẹn ọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ mọ́ international migration àti international labour activities.
Ǹjẹ́ o tiẹ̀ mọ̀ pé o nílò ìmọ̀ tó jinlẹ̀ dáadáa nípa ìlànà à ń tẹ̀lé láwọn pápákọ̀ òfurufú tó fẹ́ gbà sọdá sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. Lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí, United Nations Volunteer Research Group pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ FMH International HR ń ṣe research lórí ẹ̀dùn ọkàn àti ìpèníjà tẹ́ ẹ bá ní. Questionnaires táwọn òṣìṣẹ́ FMH bá fún yín lágbègbè yín lẹ́yìn ṣàlàyé ìrírí yín sí.
Fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ kàn sí wọn ní 3rd and 9th floor Cocoa House, Dùgbẹ̀, Ìbàdàn.
Telephone 0817 4444 627
àti 08168737222.
My people, to blow don easy for everybody oh! Yes so everybody na winner for the Airtel Recharge and Blow anniversary promo. Just recharge your weekly target to hammer 100 million naira plus 250 MB, 20 SMS and plenty cash token. The more you recharge, the more you win. Promo na from now till December 31st. For more tori, dial star 444 star 4 hash.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
All right, welcome back. It's still the Break of Dawn newspaper review on 32 FM 94.9. We still have Dr. Olu Ojedokun there. And We'll open the phone lines. The numbers to call 070-55,949, 080-97,949. Which one of these stories resonates with you this morning? Hello, good morning.
Hello, Chike, good morning.
Good morning.
I greet Mr. Oluojedoku and I greet Mr. Dele.
Thank you.
This is Dr. Mark. Can you hear me, please?
Very well.
Okay, thank you. I listened critically to all the analysis this morning, and this is what my fear is. Now, people are coming together, Jega, Pasutumi, and the rest of them are trying to create a new party for us to still continue with this same system. Now, I'm not an advocate for this system to remain, honestly speaking. It is complex to really get the best out of Nigeria now. If the power remains at the center, I am an advocate that we put Nigeria in smaller units for better governance. We have many youths now all controllable all over the states. If Nigeria is put in smaller units, like we have in the region, there will be better governance. The resources we have will be better channeled. All this looting and you borrowing money to sponsor over bloated infrastructure construction will stop. We do not borrow money again for Nigeria economy. We borrow money to build infrastructure that are given to contractors at a very high rate. I want Nigeria to be a better country. And the way to go is that we manage our economy properly by harnessing what we have. There are so many resources that are untapped in this country. I'm telling you the truth. If we go back to that regional system, we will harness our resources, we will grow our economy, youth will be engaged, there will be better health sector, better education. The youth will have a meaningful life because they will use their life to do something meaningful to grow their nation. That is the way to go. This politics we are doing in Nigeria, as far as I'm concerned, will not move us forward. That is the truth. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you for calling the radio station. Adegoke Sheun Ogungbemi Matthew, Wale Gio, your greetings are well acknowledged, and also Bukola Oladimeji. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, my name is Adeshi Yonkola from UI.
Let's have your thoughts.
I want to comment on the issue between Governor Akeredolu and El-Rufai. And I'm thanking God that the truth is coming out from the leaders. You know, somebody said they want to stylishly introduce banditry to the South. This will make you to understand the thing that I've been saying since all these days. You know, our target is that killer herdsmen. We are not even saying herdsmen, killer ones. But we say, okay, we don't want them in this place for open grazing. But somebody is saying now that law cannot take effect for a democratically elected government. And that is to tell you that they are herdsmen that used to say they are not really herdsmen. Somebody is trying to introduce stylishly Boko Haram to this place. And that is to let you understand that all the killers in the Congo, they are sponsored Boko Haram. So we want to be conscious in this place now. And know the person that is supporting that they want to stylishly introduce Boko Haram to this part of the country.
You can't be too sure. You can't be too sure. Thank you for calling the radio station. Let's not speculate. Let's not have negative speculations. Prince Sikiru Giwa on Facebook says, good morning. Any discerning Nigerian will easily know that this present APC-led government by PMB had nothing in her archives before coming on board since 2015. If not, why does this government also always refer to PDP's regime whenever their failure in all ramifications is open for questioning? Did this government not promise Nigerians change? Well, question to be asked. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Is Comrade Omonulu from Ago.
Good morning.
In one of the headlines you read, I heard that someone said that Emefiele should not be blamed for Naira devaluation. That is totally wrong. Totally wrong. God bless Dr. Oluojedoku. He has mentioned the legality being perpetrated by Emefiele, violating Section 38 of CBN, which prescribes that 5% of the previous revenue can only be lent to the government. Emefiele in 2019 lent this 2% of the revenue to the government. And the government has not refunded that borrowed money, and yet Emefiele still go ahead to borrow Nigerian government more. Emefiele came to power in 2014 when the $1 to 155 naira to naira. But now, $1 is about 570 naira. Emefiele should be held responsible for the devaluation of naira and should be declared incompetent in that office. Thank you. Have a nice day.
All right, thank you for calling the radio station. Dr. Jedokun, can you briefly react to this comrade's point here?
Well, what is quite clear is that Emefiele appears to have lost the plot. Why do I say that? He came to a press conference. He came up with a number of half-truths. Was going after Aboki FM, claiming that Aboki FM can destabilize the naira. It shows you how fickle his economic policies are. It shows you that his grasp on reality is quite tenuous, and it shows you that he hasn't got a way out. He banned cryptocurrency. He got an injunction against the fintech. So a lot of things he has been doing is to drive out foreign investment, and foreign investment has been part of what has stabilized the naira. So we don't have foreign investment. Our oil, the price of oil is high, but our oil allocation, the oil that we can export, has reduced. So our revenues have reduced. So Emefiele, and then the illegality which was pointed at, he hasn't addressed that illegality. He's chasing shadows, he's chasing ghosts, and unfortunately, it's not that easy to remove a central bank governor. But if I were the president and commander-in-chief, I would be seeking the removal of Emefiele. He has no answers, and there's a lesson here. We should desist appointing commercial bank managers as governors of central bank. We should go for the traditional economists because they have a grasp of monetary policy and how it interfaces with fiscal policy. Emefiele doesn't appear today to have a clue.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, Chike.
Your name and where you're
Really
calling
good
from?
morning.
Morning, John.
I'm Dr. Jidoku. Good morning.
Good morning.
Like Dr. John said, God bless you, sir. Emefiele has lost the steam. He has lost the focus. If anybody says we should not blame him,
Kindly
then
move
I
away.
wonder who
Hello,
we should
kindly
blame.
move away from your radio station. We can get
All
a
right,
feedback.
Chike.
Yeah.
So then who should we blame if not him? I think we just need what do we do next? And of course, you can see with the commendation Rwanda is getting now, that is for governance. Smooth government, they are flying. Chike, Dele, when are we also going to fly? Or are we still going? We are not even crawling. When are we going to look like the likes of Rwanda, the Malaysians that are being held now? Good morning.
When are we going to become a role model again, Dr. Jadoku?
I don't know. There was a glimmer of hope when Buhari was elected. We felt that our time had come and finally there will be some sense, at least in terms of corruption and in terms of security. But unfortunately, I think our hopes have been dashed. It's going to take a long time to recover after Buhari leaves. It's going to take years. But we must change the direction. We must change the trajectory. We can't keep on going like this. But a point has been made. We need to decentralize the Nigerian state. We need to restructure it. We need to have stronger regions so that the center becomes less attractive. And we can have governing, more of the governing back to back at the regional level, at the local level, local government. That's where we should be having most of the governance of Nigeria.
All right, there's this message on Facebook. Omo Bashorun Abiola is saying, good morning. Yeah, your greetings acknowledged. Concerning to RNP party created by Tahiru Jega and some others, I think our problem is not about a political party. The sources of our problem is the structure. The current structure we are is very bad and lacks integrity. The same thing with the constitution. It doesn't... Okay, it's not friendly with the masses. We need to change the constitution completely and restructure the whole system. Omo Bashorun here. Okay, kindly make your messages clear. Align your messages well so we can read it well. Okay, hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Doctor. Good morning.
Morning, John.
I am John.
All right.
The only thing that governs a nation.
Can you speak up a little bit so we can hear you well?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Very loud and clear.
Okay. The only thing that governs a nation is competent. For now, we don't have them. Before, we have them and we move forward. Until we have them again, we will not. We will still be crawling. Thank you.
All right, thank you for calling the radio station. Ogundijo Latif is saying from Isenyi, he's saying the truth of the matter is Nigeria's constitution can never give us peace, unity and prosperity because of its contents and origination. We need referendum. That is the right thing to do. God bless Nigeria. Well, don't profess negative things. You can profess positive things this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Alaji.
Alaji from Coca-Cola.
Yeah,
I'm happy with the response of Joey Bokwe to Aki Baba Ahmed by saying heaven will fall, will not fall, or heaven will fall if Donald become president in 2023. And I think, like Dr. Jeno Kurali said, and I've been saying it for long, every zone should give Southeast chance to produce the president in 2033. Because why? This is to give them sense of belonging. I want us to show empathy to this, my brother in Southeast. Other regions should show empathy, sense of belonging. If really we are.
Okay. Sorry, Alaji, we just have to go. Dr. Ojedokun, your final thoughts on the program this morning.
I think they've hit the nail on the head. If our structure remains as unwieldy, as laborious, as cumbersome as it is, Nigeria's progress is going to be limited. We need to restructure. We need power to come to the local level in order to get ahead.
All right, thank you for featuring on the newspaper review this morning on 32 FM 94.9.
All right, my name is Dele Adeyanju. We'll see you again tomorrow morning.
And I am Chike Obogo. Have a very positive day ahead. Bye for now.
With popular demand, registration for Canada permanent visa na hint them forward March land Tuesday, 5th of October 2021. Canada get ogbonge natural resources, especially mineral resources. Now only chickening out of these resources then just tap. Sake of say, Canada population dey small to compare America plus China will get plenty population. These na countries where their land no reach Canada. Oh no. Oh